February 22nd, it got announced. That card got announced. Beterbiev versus Bivol, the rematch in Saudi Arabia. I mean, how you guys feeling about that?
I mean, honestly, I'm surprised in this era that we're fighting again so quickly,
Yeah.
so soon. Now, the other day, Mark told me, get ready. We're going to do something in February. So I'm thinking he means we're taking a tune-up fight, you know,
Yeah.
and Bivol's going to do the same. I didn't realize he meant the rematch because in my mind I'm saying, man, nobody does it like they used to do it. They used to do quick
Yeah.
turnarounds on rematches of big fights. Now they wait 2 3 years before they do it again. Um, but so I'm excited. I mean, it's amazing that it's happening.
I mean, I figured it was gonna happen. Now, was it gonna be a tuna fight? I don't know. I wasn't expecting that, but to be so soon. When was this fight actually occur? When did it happen? Like September,
Yeah,
right?
like
Was
no,
it
October.
October? Right? It felt like it just happened. I mean, Better Beef didn't waste any time. What was the thought process behind even making it so fast? The rematch.
Well, one thing about Arthur, he's a true professional. Like you couldn't be more of a professional than him. He doesn't get out of shape. He doesn't take big time off. Like I'm sure I told you. I've told many people. I told you the story. I'm sure about. He fought Joe Smith on a Saturday, and Tuesday morning, 3 days later, at 7 o'clock in the morning, he's in the gym training. I have it on video. He's pitting the tire, smashing the tire with sledgehammers. 3 days, 3 mornings after the Joe Smith fight. So I assure you, most fighters aren't doing that. And so his approach and mentality is different. And if there's anyone in the world who could turn around and fight again such a big, humongous fight so quickly, it's Arthur.
I mean, it's really impressive for many reasons. Like, again, you always get into the purses and this and that. And apparently, Turkey LLC is taking care of a lot of people, but there's always a lot of politics. But it doesn't seem like that when it comes to the European fighters. They just want to get back in there, and to see Bivol actually, in my opinion, going so fast actually surprised me. Did that surprise you that Dimitri actually accepted it so fast after such a hard fought fight just a couple months back?
Yeah, it might not be the smartest thing he's ever done, like to take the fight so soon. I would think he would need a little bit of a rest and the recovery a little bit more than Arthur would after that type of fight, the effects that it had on him. But you gotta give him his credit, man. You gotta applaud Dimitri for saying yes. I mean, there's a lot of guys they would even for that kind of money, they wouldn't take it right away. They would say they could go 2 months later. They may say, all right, let's do it in April, but to do it again so quickly in February is really amazing.
Oh no, I mean absolutely. I mean, you would think that you know just the thought process of it, what transpired during the fight, the things that maybe led you to maybe have not gotten the victory. Uh, what goes through your mind on that point? Like, I mean, like what's the approach? I mean, you're a trainer. What's the approach from Better Beef side? Do you change anything? What are you expecting? Do you feel, especially with such little time to go, is there time to make big adjustments in this fight?
Yeah, for sure, there's adjustments to be made. 100%. The thing I feel good about is that I think we're going to be able to make the adjustments much easier than Demetrius because the adjustments Dimitri would have to make probably wouldn't bode well for him. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't work out as well as our adjustments I think are going to work out. So, coming back in the rematch and adjusting a few things, I feel much better about our chances than I would about his. There's only so much more he could do. He can't move more. He can't be more elusive because it would look like he's not trying to win, right? But he can't punch with Arthur either. So, I don't know what their plan is going to be, but I think they're going to have a tougher time coming up with a good one than we are.
Yeah, I mean, like just looking at how that fight went, it is it was it was pretty much Arthur going forward the whole time with you know with Beterbiev pretty much. I mean, yeah, Arthur going forward. Bivol just in the beginning trying to hold ground, but eventually it just kind of was like, let me get out the way, let me move more. And even at the end of the fight, Bivol actually said he needed to throw more punches. Do you expect him to throw more punches in this next fight?
I would think he would want to, but if he's getting countered more, you throw more, you run the risk of getting countered more. Engagement is always going to result in more confrontation. And he obviously, he didn't really want the confrontation. When it came down to going back and forth, that wasn't really his goal. So, like I say, I mean, they're going to have to adjust. We're going to have to adjust. I like our chances better of coming up with something conclusive.
I mean, do you guys make any adjustments at this point in Arthur's camp? Do you feel like there's things that he could have done better in the first fight that maybe this
Yeah,
time he could get a stoppage? Maybe
yeah,
that can happen.
yeah, for sure, for sure. As the fight was happening, there was things in my mind. I was saying, we're gonna fix that next time. We're gonna adjust this. We're gonna do a little more of this. We're gonna do a little bit of that. We definitely have things. Like I say, we have to go to camp. We have to see how Arthur feels about it. See how it plays out. But I know in my mind, I have ideas that I think are going to help a great deal.
Now, Arthur, number Bivol said that he will be throwing more punches and probably be sitting on more punches. Do you feel like maybe he's going to try to stand his ground and try to hurt Arthur?
I mean, he caught Arthur with some shots. I didn't see Arthur, really slowing down. If anything, he stepped it up. Um, it's easy to say what you should do, right? I know how I would know when I was fighting. You know, I had an idea of how to beat a Roy Jones, a Gerald McClellan. But actually doing it, that's a whole different program. You know what I mean? It's on paper we all have a pretty good plan for beating some of the greatest fighters of all time. But to actually execute it, that's a different thing. It always everything comes back, and as a fighter myself, I would be thinking of different strategies in fights, right? And I could come up with ideas and plans, but the one thing that always caused a glitch is power. You say, man, all right, everything's good, but what about when this guy catches me with the power? Like, what am I going to do then? How am I going to respond? Am I going to respond the way I think I want to? I don't know. Obviously, during the fight, Bivol ended up on his bicycle. There's no secret. Like, he really was moving a lot, right? And it got to the point late in the fight where I was like, man, this is too much. It's like you have to look like you're trying to win and not just avoid punishment. So if he can, I don't know if he can adjust enough as to where he doesn't do something similar again, because again, he's going to feel the power, and if he slows down, if he doesn't move more, he's going to feel the power. Like at one point he said something, I don't know exactly what he said in translation, but something like the power, Arthur didn't hit as hard as he thought he was going to. But the thing is, if you're moving a lot, of course you're not going to catch the flush shot full force. If you don't want to get hit flush as a professional, you don't have to, right? But you're not going to win either. If he slows down and tries to test Arthur's power, if he's under the illusion that Arthur doesn't hit as everybody says he does, if he's gonna try and find that out for sure, I think he's gonna be in for a rude awakening.
Now, The fight was very. It was debated. It was very close.
Yeah,
A lot of people felt like it was a very debatable fight.
right,
Does Arthur put more pressure on him this time because he doesn't want it to go to the judges? Because of course, you always run the risk of possibly, financially being a third fight, and I like the conspiracy stuff in boxing, but a third fighter will make them all a lot more money, right?
right.
Does he want to make this decisive? And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, and Arthur, like he always wants to make it decisive. The last time, and Bivol did a great job of minimizing that, right? But at the end of the day, the fact is he was able to achieve that because he didn't really want to engage head to head, right? That's the basic idea. He didn't want to risk it, and I understand it. Arthur's super strong, so again, he's gonna if he's gonna win and really turn the tables, he's gonna have to feel some more of Arthur's power to get that done. I don't think he can just box and avoid it because it would look like he wasn't trying to win. So he's in for a tough fight, strategy wise.
Now, of course, if he is going to engage more, it's going to be more opportunity for a possible knockout from Arthur Beterbiev. Do you
Right.
believe if he does engage more, if he stands his ground, this fight goes the distance?
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't think so because Arthur's going to be motivated. In the rematch, obviously, he's already. One thing about Arthur, when he fights consistently, one fight after another, he's a terror, right? Usually because of injuries and different things, he's had to fight, you know, take long layoffs, right? Turning this fight over so soon is probably the best aspect of it that I like. The fact that Arthur's fighting again so quickly because he's going to be sharp, he's going to be ready, he's going to be in that zone already. So I feel really good about that.